Hi, everybody. Uh, Today, I'm going to be working on a video that's going to show how a ride leader would post a ride on the HBC calendar. So if you are a ride leader, a new ride leader, learning how to do this, this video should be helpful. So what happens is, obviously, uh, you see the ride calendar, and you can see what rides are there and things. However, if you're a ride leader, that's not the way you post it right on the calendar. You actually have to go into the control panel. So first thing you need to do, as you can see here, it says member login. You're going to have to log into the website. I'm logging in as an HBC member, H member, which is a test member we use for these kind of things. This test member, HBC member, has the control panel rights to the event. They call event calendar. I changed it here to ride calendar, but in the background it's actually called an event calendar or events. And what happens is you can see when you log in, the history of the club goes away and you see upcoming rides and upcoming meetings and bike tours over here. And you have the calendar here. However, once again, to post a ride, to get it on the calendar, you have to start by going to something that's called the control panel. So if you look in the top right corner, once I give you rights and make you what's called an event coordinator, this next time you log in, you will have additional item here called control panel. So what you're going to do is you're going to log in, click on the control panel, and now under website. Now it depends on what you're doing with the club. You might have, like this has a person under the tab, you might have a couple of things that will show up here. But most people that are ride leaders are just going to have this one item called events. So under website modules events, you're going to click on events and events manager shows up. Now, right now, I don't see anything there, but you can search for events. You can do by start and end date, type, and etc. Titles, categories, or you could just search for everything and just click on the search button, and now all of a sudden I got 126 events. There's a lot of events, and these events. There's like here 5 pages of them. And you'll see here that what happens is I'm looking here. I see person's name with a template. So these are all the ride leaders, and all the ride leaders have their own personal templates. So what I recommend is if you're going to go in to find your template, I'm actually going to look for my Malachi's template, not HBC's member template, but I would put my first name. The reason for that is that all the templates start with the ride leader's first name. And the category you want to do is pick template. So now what happens is on the title, it's going to search for any template with the names title that's starting with Malachi. Now I'm going to click search. Remember here we had 126. Now when I hit search, guess what? All that came up is one item, and that is Malachi's template. So that's how we set these up. And the reason we did this is these templates streamline the process compared to and it also standardizes the process. So this way, we have consistency throughout it. So if you look at this in more detail, you'll see the start date says 12/31/2020. All of the ride leader templates have that date. That's to keep them all together and out of the way. The title starts out as ride leader is the first name and template. It's all active. The category right now is template. We're going to be talking about changing the category. You can see here all the different categories we have. So it's depending on your ride level, for example. We'll see what they're for. Right now, obviously, there's no one registered for the event. I'm no longer using a wait list. We had tried that for a while. It's a single activity. Now, in the maintain column, you have a pencil, which is for edit. This icon here is a copy, a delete, and a reset. So The only time you really we want you to that you let it actually even let it go in and use the edit is to change the start time. And for example, during the summer, start time's at 8 o'clock. So you might, and I'll show you how to do that later. Once you go in, edit your template, you want to change your start time so that way every time you create a ride, it'll have the start time that goes with that time of year. So most importantly, though, is you're not going to edit your template. Your template has to stay permanently there. So how do we go create a ride using this template? We're going to go to this copy icon. I'm going to copy the template, and then we're going to modify the copy. So what you would do when you click on the copy, a dialog box comes up, and it says once again Malachi's template. So instead, we're going to leave Malachi's, and we'll say, since I do B plus, it'd be B plus, and it could say, Rocco's from Smith Street. Yeah. So actually, I don't even need to put the front. Just put Smith Street. So there you go. So you have the first name, the ride level, the destination, and the start locations. The other thing you want to do is you want to pick a date. Now, normally, this always defaults, by the way, to the next day. So, but you're going to want to pick the date of the day you're going to be doing your ride. So say, for example, if you're posting this on a Tuesday and your ride's going to be on Saturday, you would go and pick Saturday. For the purposes of this demonstration, however, I'm going to put this ride out a couple of months in advance, just so no one thinks it's a real ride. So, but I'm going to pick a Saturday in May, and I'm going to hit copy event. All right, so I changed the name. I picked the date that my ride's going to be, usually the coming up weekend or whatever, and copy event. And now look what I got. Now there are 2 events or rides that have start Malachi that have categories template. So I see 2 items here. So once again, the one that says Malachi's template, we are not going to touch. That stays there. We made a copy of it. And now we're going to go into the pencil and edit the copy. So I click on the pencil and I get this screen comes up. So this back to event is would show you what the calendar view would look like when it's done. And you can go back and forth from the admin version to the event version. Registration manager is in here where you can see who's registered, who's canceled. You can add people, delete people, whatever you want to do there. This is where you're going to be running reports. And in the next video, I'll show you how to do that. And it's very important. For example, you can run a report, get all the emergency contact information if need be. You don't really need the exports. Emailing, we're not going to talk about in this video, but that's something that I have another video for that we have to give ride leaders rights to, so they can email all the people that sign up for their rides right through there. And this is where you would cancel an event, etc. So the 4 things on the left here is we're really going to be working with right now. So you have basic, formatted, location, email. So whichever one you click on here is what you see on the right, and you'll see the pencil for that. So if for basic info, we're going to hit that pencil. So I don't think I need to, I'm going to just copy this for now. But you could put whatever you want here. You could put a more detailed description in the short description. And when you mouse over the event in the calendar, this is what's going to show, will pop up. Very important next step is the category. So once again, you copy the template so it comes up as template. This is very important that I'm changing. Mine is a B plus, but if you do not change that, hopefully your ride captain will catch it. But what happens is if it's not one of the approved ride categories, if it's a template, it will not show up on the calendar properly, and it will not show up in the upcoming events. Please don't touch the next part area, which is visible to everyone, members only, and do not change the date visible. That's for the ride captain. We'll get an email when you create this event, and he'll look at this and he'll change the date visible to the day he's looking at it. You don't have to change anything here. You have the ride leader, etc. The start date, once again, if you pick the correct start date, when you copy your event, it should be there. The only thing you might need to change, once again, if you didn't change it, and your template is to say a start time, this time of year right now, I'm saying 9 o'clock, whatever. And once everything is done, you come down to the bottom, hit save. If you do not hit save, you lost everything. So it's really important to remember that you have to hit save. That's basic. Now, if I go to formatted, once again, I'm going to hit the pencil. And we have some different fields here that we consider that we recommend everybody. Nothing's required to fill in, but we prefer to have the information. Say for the total miles, say the 1,800 feet, the elevation. Now, yeah, if you have a Ride with GPS link, once again, it's not required, but it's preferred. What you would do is you would go to your Ride with GPS, you bring it up first. You would go over to the URL here, you would copy it. Make sure your cursor is right where you might want to space it to. You might want to right where that cursor is going to be is where the link is going to appear. So along the toolbar up here, see this little icon. It looks like a globe, but a little link chain. And now it says insert link. Click that. Now it's important here, the link type. Hit the drop down arrow and select external page, which is about the 7th item down. And in the external link, we're going to paste in our Ride with GPS. Now you could do text or button. I prefer button, but you can do either way. And then here we're going to say whatever you want, but Ride with GPS to Rocco's. And then leave new window alone and hit save. So there you go. So now you have a button here that's clickable that will give the route. The next area, ride description. And you could once again put as, ride to Rocco's, whatever you want to put. And then you could put in a picture if you want. And what I've done is I've created a photo album of we call venues or locations. So that right next to that link icon is it's a photo icon. So if you click this, what's real important is tags. So if you either do location and hit show photos, and you can also add their venues. All right. So either venues or locations. When you hit show photos, you're going to get this list of locations, and you can see if you click on them, you can see a little thumbnail of what it looks like. And in my case, and they're pretty much in alphabetical order. Here's St. Rocco's. So here's a picture of St. Rocco's. Now you have 3 choices. Displays the link. You're not going to probably want to do that. In a thumbnail, just going to be a little teeny picture like that. So you really, in most cases, want to do is display as embedded image. And now hit select. And then here it is. I got my picture of St. Rocco's. So once again, if you want to add any extra rules down here, besides all the standard ones, you're all set. This select image is for social media. You don't need to do anything with that. You're going to be using this one here. And once again, hit save. Once you save that information, now this is what my page is starting to look like. Location. Once again, I said I'm going from Smith Street, but if I was not leaving from Smith Street, you could pick from this drop down one of these locations. And if it's not on this list, then if you have an address, city and town, you can put it in here, and then you can make sure this box is checked, and people will be able to get a Google map link to the start location. But we tried to get most of the standard start locations here. And if it's Smith Street, but once again, you don't have to do anything. It defaults for Smith Street. So email, so you have to even save that because it doesn't, we can change anything. Email confirmations. What this is reminders. So you can type in something else here, by the way, as well, additional information. Now, what I recommend is possibly just do one. at least one. You can do two if you want, and you pick the date. So you would pick the day before. I actually picked May, right? So I did the 6th. So say I would do it before, whatever. Then you hit save, and that's it. So now what happens is automatically sends a reminder email to all registrants on that date. So that is it. You basically have a ride. So now what you can do is let's go back to where this says back to event. And now this is what it's going to look like. Now you can see what it will look like on the calendar. So it has Malachi B plus ride to St. Rocco's from Smith Street. My mileage, allegation again, is my link to St. Rocco's. Here's the description, here's the photo. This has the date and time, the store location. This is a Google Map link to it, who the ride leader is, the number, the category, how many people have completed registrations. Oh, and guess, and capacity 15. Guess what? No one's registered. Just because you're the ride leader and created the ride doesn't mean you're registered for the ride. You still have to go over here now and hit the sign up now button and register for your own ride. And by the way, while I'm showing you that, where it's right here, if you are a ride leader, have these rights, you will see a button. It says next to the pencil, it says show admin tools. If you're not a ride leader, you do not see this. So this is where you go back and forth. So if I hit show admin tools, I go back to this view, hit back to event, and back to the calendar view. So you do have to sign up for the ride. And if you're logged in, it tells me who I'm what ride I'm signing up for yourself. Right. Version of contact information is going to be filled in. You got to sign your waiver. And then complete registration. So now you're saved. Now it says there's one person registered. That's the ride lead. That's you. So that's really it. Once again, it is now on the calendar. And the interesting thing is that I put it away out. Here it is. Here's Malachi's ride to St. Rocco's. Once again, if you open it up, you'll see the ride. There it is. I see this because I'm a ride leader. However, if I was to log out, I wouldn't see it. And guess what? If I go to the home page, it's not showing up here either. And that is because of the date visible. Or it could be because you didn't change the category from template to say B plus or whatever your level is. So let me show you this. If I log out, right, and I now go to the ride calendar. Well, first of all, once again, it's not here. I go to the ride calendar, and you don't see it. It's not here. So what's happening is, you only can see it if you're a ride leader or a ride captain. So don't make that mistake that because you can see it on the calendar, that think everybody else can see it. Members will not be able to see it until the date visible is set. And then from that date on, it'd be visible on the calendar. And the same thing, it will then show up here in upcoming rides. So that's it. That's how we post a ride on the HBC calendar. Hope that was helpful. And let's hopefully see you on the road. Thanks again.